This afternoon, I bring you a story that I can hardly believe. It involves health officials changing the name of a Jewish Bondi shooting victim in Western Sydney Hospital to an Anglo name the day after the Bondi shootings in order to, quote, protect her, unquote. Rosalia Shikhverg had her name changed to Karen Jones on her hospital wristband, on her discharge summary, even on her medication. She didn't give permission for this. She was told by the hospital that they were doing it. A New South Wales health official told the Bondi shooting victim it was done so that media wouldn't contact her. But Rosalia Shikhverg and her husband Greg, who I have interviewed, suspect other motives. They remember the infamous Bankstown Hospital incident, where nurses bragged about refusing to treat Israeli patients, killing them, and saying they would go to hell during an online conversation with a Jewish man in a video recorded last year. When I found out about the story of the Shikhvergs, I contacted the New South Wales Health Minister, Ryan Park. He will join us later in the program. But his office in the meantime sent me this statement with an apology for what New South Wales Health did. It reads, Southwestern Sydney Local Health District is committed to ensuring all patients feel safe, respected and supported in their treatment and recovery. We apologise to the patient for the distress caused by the use of an alias while in our care. We are committed to ensuring patient privacy is protected at all times and take all necessary steps to ensure it is maintained. All staff in public hospitals are bound by privacy legislation to safeguard patient confidentiality. This may include the use of aliases or disguised identity. This statement doesn't answer the simple question of why the Shikhvergs were told Rosalia had to change her name. Now, since I contacted Mr. Park, he has also offered to meet the couple with his head of department. But this isn't enough for Rosalia Shikhverg, who questioned during her stay in hospital whether she would be safe after this incident and questions whether she and other Jewish Australians will be safe under their current identities in Sydney hospitals and particularly Western Sydney hospitals. I spoke to Rosalia and Greg Shikhverg this morning. Well, Rosalia and Greg, thanks for joining us. Rosalia, I wanted to ask you, first of all, what happened on December 14 and what happened in particular when you went to hospital?
Okay, what happened on 14, we went to special event Hanukkah at Bondi Beach, and it was very enjoyable day, and we really enjoy ourselves. And I come with my husband, my daughter, and my close friends. After a while, when we were sitting and chatting, we heard some noise. And I get up, I thought it was a firework. And all of a sudden, we heard the screaming, you have to get down, immediately down, so we fell on the ground. And we don't even realize it was a shooting. And it was horrible. Shrapnel hit my head, I was heavily bleeding. Next to me was my daughter, and next to my daughter was my husband, and in front was friends. And my daughter was helping me to stop my bleeding, and I was crying because we could have been killed any minute. And I have to say thank you very much to Ahmed Al-Ahmed. If not for him, we would have been killed 100%.
Why do you say that?
What do you mean?
What with Ahmed Al-Ahmed?
Because he...
were you in the firing line, essentially?
Yeah, the shooter was already go down from this bridge.
He was coming after you?
Towards us. yes, yes.
And in wrestling the gun off him, he stopped him advancing towards you because you were unable to move, presumably.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So then you go to hospital, and tell us what happened. Something happened there which is concerning.
Yes.
Yeah.
We went to Liverpool Hospital, and we went to normal procedure. And my husband asked all the questions about my name, about my surname, and about my Jewish religion. So I've been admitted under my name. Next day, just before operation, some administration staff came, and she said, "We have to change your name." And I said, "Why?" And she said, "To keep media from you." And they cut my band, and they put me new band with Karen John without any religious. I was so scared and so upset. I went not long ago through the shooting, and hardly we all been alive. And I start to remember not long ago the two people from Bankstown Hospital. They openly threatening to kill Jews when they will come to a hospital. So I was so scared. My husband and my family never left my side. So they took me to the operating theater. I had operation. And when I come back, I was thinking I have to be discharged very quick because I couldn't eat, I couldn't drink. I cry all the time. I was scared.
And what do you think the motivation was? Like, do you believe the woman who said it was about media, or did it? And did she ask you permission, or she
no,
just? Okay, so what are your fears in relation to that?
Well, in my opinion, they was afraid of staff, not media.
Attack.
They can't trust their own staff.
Well, you could, after Bankstown Hospital, be excused for thinking that, I guess. We'll try to get some answers from you on this during the program.
Of course.
Greg, were you present when she was made to be Karen Jones? And what was your reaction? Can you take us through what happened?
Well, I was next to my wife all the time. When I heard that her name was changed, I was kind of in shock. I couldn't believe my ears. I questioned them, and I've said that it can't be. What do you mean by saying you're protecting her from the media? I was very upset, and I couldn't see her being upset because she was kind of not herself. She couldn't stop crying, and she said to me, "I can't believe it. We are in hospital. I'm meant to be safe in here, you know, and all of a sudden, for whatever reason, my name has been changed." And obviously we couldn't do much about it. And my job was just to calm her down, being next to her. And I stayed beside her bed constantly.
Who did you ask?
I asked the person who came to break the news.
The person. Was that like a civil servant type person as opposed to clinical staff?
Correct.
Did you have any reaction from clinical staff to it, or they were just busy doing their job treating?
No, they were busy doing their job.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, if a person needs to change the name, they're supposed to ask, and the person who will give them permission, consent to say yes, okay, like celebrities, if they wish to not to be known, you know, when they wish the staff to change their names in order not to be known.
So what's your fear about the reason for it?
The fear, as just my wife just mentioned, that we still remember what's happened in Bankstown Hospital and what those two nurses said. It came to our minds right away because, you know, it's all connected. And the other thing, what I'm really furious about, how come the other wounded people who were elsewhere in different hospitals, they didn't go through the same trauma? You know, their names wasn't changed. Why in Western Suburbs, Liverpool Hospital, this kind of situation was kind of appropriate?
And I assume she was taken to Liverpool Hospital because, you know, they had to, there were so many victims, they had to be treated by the
exactly
entire...
Right.
Yeah.
We had no objection to it.
Yeah.
That's fine. We were very grateful to be somewhere, and people looked after her. You know, we've got nothing against the hospital itself.
Can I say something? In my opinion, the hospital is the safest place.
Or should be.
Yeah, it should be, exactly right. When the sick people are supposed to feel safe. So we need the answer why it's happening.
I think this is the answer I'm seeking as well. But we have had an apology from the Health Network, which I've shown you, a statement of apology, and the Minister has indicated he wants to come and see you, as has the Secretary of the Health Department. What do you make of that?
Well, I don't really want the apology, to be honest with you.
And why is that?
Because we need the action. It's enough being said it and you know, and promising. We need something to feel safe.
Are you concerned, this will happen to other Jewish people?
I'm pretty sure. For example, me and I spoke to other people, and they said, "What now? Jewish people have to be afraid to go to public hospital?" We live in Australia for almost half a century. We love Australia. It's never happened before, but last, I don't know, 2-3 years, Australia changed dramatically. So, in my opinion, it has to be something done.
And I don't want to put you on the spot here, but off camera you indicated you would be prepared to talk to a Royal Commission about this.
Yes, I definitely would be.
And obviously that's because you don't want this to happen again. You want to know that, like, I mean, how would you feel about going to hospital in Australia now?
I will be scared. I will think twice. Should they change my name? Should they give me a different name? I think it's very, very bad.
Greg, when you went back to, when you had kind of almost an argument with the staff, I guess you could characterise it as, what was their response? Did they just keep coming up with the media line? Did they have...
Nothing else. Nothing else. It was kind of hard to believe what they were saying, you know. It was, to me, it was obvious that the reason I can say once again just repeat what just my wife said, they didn't trust their staff. 100%. We felt...
What makes you think that? I mean, it's natural to think that. Is there anything that they said or did that makes you think that?
They didn't say anything about it, but as I've mentioned, or my wife just said, what's happened in Bankstown Hospital, which is not far from Liverpool Hospital, and geographically it's in Western Sydney, you know? So obviously it's connected. And we felt strongly that it has something to do. They've tried to protect us. So it's definitely some kind of connection. And perhaps, as I just said, maybe they wanted us to be protected, but not from the media, that's for sure.
All right. So I guess what you want, which you should get, is an explanation of why it occurred, an assurance it wasn't for that reason, and if it is for that reason, an assurance Jewish people will be safe in Australian hospitals.
Yeah. Can I repeat myself once again?
Sure.
After I've been discharged, and because I know a lot of victims, and I call almost everybody who was in St. Vincent Hospital, in Prince of Wales Hospital, St. George Hospital. I ask everybody if their name has been changed. None of them, everybody was under their own name. Only me, one person in Liverpool hospital whose HH name. It indicates something.
Even to the extent that your pills and your discharge summary were put in your name.
Yeah, exactly right.
In the fake name, Karen Jones.
Of course, of course.
Rosalia and Greg, thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Andrew, for having us.